Hi everyone, welcome back to Dillon's Den. It's been a while, but we are back, and as you can see, I've had a bit of a fight with the razor. new t-shirt, merch, bit of Dillon's Den on there. Love it. Screen behind us. Look at that, we're getting better and better. Anyway, today we are jumping straight back in the Ghostbusters franchise, and we are doing the next 4 stages of Ecto, stages 11 through to 14, and I'll just have a quick look at what we've been doing. And it is some more pulleys and the power steering assembly, some more bits for the engine, so we've got the fan and some cooling pipes, we've got more of the framework, and we've got the front left suspension as well. So quite a bit to do, some fiddly bits that they need to be done. So without further ado, let's get building. Okay guys, issue 11, and in this issue we are doing the power steering pump and the crankshaft pulley. So a few small bits to add on here. So we'll just get these sorted. Right, so we're going to take these 2 sections first. We're going to slide them in place and secure it with 2 BP screws. So this is the start of the power steering pump and pulley. So we're just going to get that second BP screw in there. Lovely. Just make sure they're nipped up nicely. Give it a little wobble test, as I call it. And if need be, just give them a little nip up a little bit more until you're happy with it. Next up, we're going to take this section here, and that's going to go on the opposite side of the piece that was marked 11B. So pretty much the circle of that, it just goes in and it should slot together like this. I was checking, just make sure it's in the correct way. Next up, we're going to take this like washer type shape, and that's going to go over this section, and both them pieces are going to go into what we've just put together, and it's all held in with an EP screw. So all these parts that make this steering, power steering and pulley is 11AB, D, F, E, and all that pretty much all goes together. I'm just going to screw it with an EP screw just down this middle bit here. Okay then. And last but not least, we're going to get 11C, which is this little black piece. I'm just going to pop that on the top end, just here. I'll say just here. I think it does only go on one way. Right, so next up we're going to bring over the engine block, and we're going to secure this to the right hand side or left hand side, depending on which way you're looking at it. And we're going to secure it with 2 FP screws. So sometimes for these builds, you know what you're building, but you just can't describe what parts are what. Now I'm not a car. I love my cars, but when it comes to little nitty gritty things, I'm just like, it's part of the engine. I don't know. So you have to bear with me descriptions, guys. Okay then. So next up, we've just got it's like a support bracket, and it's just held in on the back end of what we just fitted, and it's held in with 2 EP screws. So there's 1 EP screw going in to where the actual engine is, and 1 EP screw into the steering pump we've just made. And it's not a bracket, it's actually classed as a pressure hose. See? Oh yeah, you have to bear with me. Yeah, so it's a pressure hose what we're fitting here. My bad. Okay then, so next up, we're going to take 11H, which is this section here, and that's just going to go over this pulley. And next up, we're going to assemble 11K, 11J, and 11I, and they just all slide on top of each other. Excuse my language. I did keep dropping everything in this build. I don't know why. I had butterfingers. So, once all them are together, it's going on 11H, what we put on previously, which is just on this front pulley. And it's held in with a GM screw. And once that's in, that is this issue complete, and a bit more detail added onto this Cadillac engine. It's looking really great. And once again, guys, I do apologise for some of my descriptions. Like I said, an engine's an engine. I do appreciate the details and the performance of engines, but I'm not a mechanic, so yeah. Hope you enjoy it. Okay then guys, issue number 12, and it is the last stage of the detailing of the engine. So we are doing the fan and the cooling pipes in this. So same again, a lot of fiddly bits, but we'll get there. So first up, we're going to be assembling the fan pulleys and assembling that to the engine. So we're just going to take parts 12C, B and A and assemble them together just like this. And that is going to go just on the top pulley of the engine, followed by the fan, which is 12D, and secured with a screw, with an EP screw, to secure that all in place. Okay then, so once we've done that, just keep nipping it up until you're happy with it. And then we're going to install the drive belts first. So there is 2 of them, and they are elasticated. And I'm just double checking now to see which way around we put these on. So the 2 pulleys are put in the center. One will go on, one of these belts will go on one of the pulleys, and the other one goes on the other. No, I'm sorry. No, it doesn't. They both go along both pulleys, and one of them will stretch to the left, and one of them will stretch to the right. So there you go. So I've put this one on 2 of the pulleys, and it's just going over this section here to the left. And just make sure the belt's not twisted and it's actually in the grooves of the pulleys. So the pulleys do have 2 grooves, a rear one and a back one, a rear one and a front one. So obviously one's for one drive belt, one's for the other. So this one we're doing now is going into the rear of the pulleys. And once you're happy with that, we're going to do exactly the same with the other pulley, the other drive belt, but it's going into the front groove of the pulleys, and it's going to get pulled over to the right hand side. And once I've done it, I'll show you again, just a little close up of how these went. So these are a little bit fiddly, but it is worth it. It just gives them that little finishing touch and makes it that bit more authentic, I think. Okay then. So once we are happy with that, then again, just make sure none of it's twisted. Just try your best just to straighten them all out. Okay then, so next up, we've got some spark plug cables to install. So we do have 3 of these, I think. No, we don't. We have 4 of these to install. So I have just sped it up because it's just a case of pushing these cables on one end and working it way through and pushing it through to the other side. So it's got a start and an end connector, and it's just a case of connecting it up really. So yeah, I'll get these in and I'll show you what it should look like when you're done. So when we do this, just remember the longer ones. We do have longer ones and shorter ones. So obviously, shorter ones go to the nearest plug, to the nearest connectors, and the longer ones will go to the furthest away ones. So you can see that I've got my steel rule out, and I'm just quickly measuring just to make sure I'm using the correct cable, length of cable for the correct connectors. But yeah, it's the same principle. Just make sure you're using the right size and get them plugged in together. So these cables do go on the left and right side of the engine. And there is another cable which is right at the back here. So if you do need tweezers, they do help sometimes, especially if you've got fat fingers like me. I'm just gonna get that cable, that pipe in, and just leave the other side dangling. And I'm just gonna tidy up the rest of these spark plug cables. And here we have it. Okay, so next up we've got 2
cooling pipes to install, and one just popping up in the top here, and we got a second one at the bottom of the engine block. And last but not least, we have got the air control filter pipe, and we're just fitting one end in for now, and that is going to go. Let me just double check. My head's gone at this point, inserting all these cables and pipes. It is going just in this section here, and just push that in. Once you've done that, that's issue 12 complete, and the engine pretty much complete. So that's my bad descriptions over with for this build anyway. So push that in, use your tweeters if you find it a bit easier, and jobs are good. Look at that. I am just going to tuck this down here for now, just so I don't pull it on anything whilst it's back in storage. But yeah, engine done, issue 12 done, looking good. Okay then guys, issue 13, and we are starting the front chassis frame and distributor. So we're going to take the actual frame itself, and we're going to take 13B, which is just a cover, and we're going to secure it with 2 EM screws. Next up, we're going to take this section here, which is 13C, which is the distributor, and that's just going to go in here and secured with an EM screw. And once that's in place, that is issue 13 complete. So I'll just get that distributor secured there, and jobs are good. Look at that. That was well quick, wasn't it, compared to the engine? Right, let's move on to issue 14. Okay guys, issue 14, and we are doing the left front suspension and the drum brake. So something a bit different today. So first up, we're going to take these two sections of the drum brake. What's that? Drum brake. It's going to be secured either side with some EM screws. There's one, and 2 directly on the other side. Then we're going to take this section, which is 14H, and that's going just in this hole here, and held in with a GP screw. Okay then, so moving on to the upper suspension arm, and same again, we've got these two sections here, which are just going to push together and held in with 2 EM screws, one on either side. Okay, so now we're going to take 14C, which is this section here, and we're going to attach that onto the upper suspension arm with 2 EM screws, one on either side. Okay then, so bringing the front chassis, I can never say that word, back over, and we're going to secure 14F, which is the upper suspension arm. into here, and we're going to secure it with 2 HM screws. And then we're going to take the upper suspension arm, and that's going to go on the opposite side to the upper one. Just in here. And if I just zoom in, you can see we've got these 2 brackets and they are stepped. And one's going to go here. And if we can keep it in place. And the other one just on this side. And they are held in with some RM screws, so 1 in each hole. So there's 2 for each bracket, so it'll be 4 in total. Okay then, so get them nice and nipped up. And then we will be starting on the drum brake. So we're going to get the first section of the drum brake, and we are going to get the steering knuckle. And we're going to line these up. And there is a bit of a notch in there, like a bit of a keyhole shape, so you can't get it like the wrong way around. And they are secured with 2 EM screws. Then we're going to take the second half of the drum brake, and we're going to line both pieces together, and that's held in with 3 HP screws. Okay, so we'll just get a few more screws into this drum brake. Then we will move on to fit in the first shock absorber. At first, we are just going to attach the drum brake to one of the arms. I think it's the upper arm, I think. No, it's not, it's a lower suspension arm. So we're just going to fit this drum brake. So where the steering knuckle joint is, that'll just attach onto that lower suspension arm, and it'll be held in with a JM screw. Nearly missing out a step here, aren't I? Yeah, just double checking it is the lower suspension arm. Yeah, definitely. Just checking. Right, so once that is on, happy days. But I have actually chose to put it on a later bit. So I'm going to jump straight to the suspension. I'm going to get the spring in between the 2 suspension arms. And we're going to push it down and secure one side with a IM screw, which I think is the, yep, that bit. And we're going to take this section here, which is 14B, which is a shock absorber assembly. That just goes straight through, and from the other side it's secured with an HM screw. Okay, so next up we're going to move on to the steering rack, and we're going to take sections 14M and 14N and secure them with an HM screw. And then it is going to go on to what we've just made, and on the steering knuckle, so we're going to attach steering rack to the first steering knuckle and secure it with a KM screw. I don't know what it is with this build. My words just keep disappearing at my head, and I don't know why. Anyway, once you've done that, that's this issue complete.
Well then, that is that engine finally complete. Obviously, we do still have the engine. Still have the this heat. I'm not good with heat. Anyway, yeah. So we've still got the radiator to put in, and we've still got the obviously the car battery and little things like that to put in. But the engine itself's all done. Looking at the next upcoming issues, it looks like we're starting another wheel and the other suspension, and it looks like I've got the steering rack. I could be wrong, but it looks like a steering rack, and more of the framework for underneath the car. So I'm guessing the next couple of stages is going to make us just work pretty much purely at the base of the car. So hopefully we'll get to see the full length of it very soon. So I'm looking forward to that. And if you are and you want to see some more, please remember to like, share and subscribe. But for now, see you guys soon.